Hey everyone, real quick before the episode starts, I would like to say a few things. There were a lot of things in this that didn't quite go right on the technical side. Like, we had to use one microphone because of some problems. This is supposed to be a visual podcast, so there should be visuals, but they're not really working right now, so that's being worked out. And yeah, enjoy the episode. Welcome to the Roundtable podcast. I'm your host, Sam Eppert. Here with me I have my friend Kenny Smith.
What up?
It's our first episode. This goal of this podcast is going to be to interview different people around the school. For example, there's a lot of podcasts that try to interview, athletes or things like that. I'm not here to interview Kenny the football player. I'm here to interview Kenny the person, right? So we might talk about football a little bit, but the point of this is to just sort of get to know a different side of you to people who may not know you.
Yes.
So, we're going to start off pretty easy. Just ask you a simple question. What, sparked your interest into football, if you want to?
Okay, so back in kindergarten, Mom wanted me to, because she played sports in college, she wanted me to try sports.
Yeah.
Well, for my first year in kindergarten, absolutely hated it.
Oh, yeah?
Because, little chubby boy. Coach made me run a lot. Did not like it at all. But reality, what he did was better for me. And I slowly learned to love the game. And it's turned into practically my entire life.
Yeah, of course. Slow back. By the way, it's going to be pretty informal. We're still getting into the swing of things over here at the Roundtable. So if there's any sort of weird visual things, I apologize. It'll get better in the future. Stick with us. And hopefully I fix those voice cracks. So, obviously you talked about, you started at kindergarten and, what is it? Do you have a certain thing that you really like about football, or just it's undescribable maybe?
Yeah, it's more undescribable. The best thing I could put it is going out onto the field and just competing one-on-one with a man across you.
Yeah, it's a good answer. I personally never been a football fan. Not to dog on football. More of a basketball person, but I feel kind of that same way about other things that I like basketball. It's hard to put into words what you really like about it.
You can't just point one thing out.
Exactly, of course. So when you prepare for a football game, things like that, what kind of gets you into that game mode mindset? What do you think really puts you in I'm ready? I know you guys do a thing in football where it's what is it called? You guys don't talk?
Game mode.
Game mode, that's right. Because I remember we used to have physics upstairs before we moved down to this room, and I'd be talking to you and you'd be like, all right, got a game mode. Didn't know what it meant, but until I got downstairs.
Ray has a thing where he wants us to focus on the game, and we had our school time. We had our time to talk to our friends.
Of course.
Now it's time to prepare for the game and the opponent we have for that week. So he just wants us, even after our team meal, we're in there and we're quiet in the locker room, all the way up until 5 minutes before game time. It's just the way he runs things around here.
So does that really help you focus on what's to come, or is there something else that you do?
Yeah, he tells us to run through the plays in our head to get a feel of what's going to happen out there. And another thing that I do is just crank music.
Of course.
I start off with a little bit of Zach Bryan.
Of course.
So, calm myself.
Yeah.
And roughly, if it's an away game, about 10 to 15 minutes before we arrive at the school, I'll switch to my rap playlist.
Of course. Who's on your rap playlist, per se?
Ooh, let me pull that up real quick.
Got a nice nice little detour here up onto Spotify. This was actually a question I was going to ask you later in the episode, but I was going to ask you, what music do you listen to get ready for your games and stuff? But this segues perfectly into what I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
it says S tier podcasting. Please keep listening.
Playlist name is called Hype.
I see some Kendrick Lamar on there.
Kendrick Lamar,
in 95.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, The Baby, Lil Baby, Trippie Redd, Chief Keef, Pop Smoke.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
King Von.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
It's got a good, pretty mix there, honestly.
Yeah,
good mix.
It really is.
So, while we're on the topic of music, I was gonna go here anyways. But if you had to give me a top 3 artists, who are your 3 favorite artists?
Ooh, it's a little hard.
Okay.
I mean, obviously my number 1 is Zach Bryan. Love Zach Bryan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I go back on here, you'll see out of the top 8 playlists there's his info, which
Mhm.
has all his songs. Then you'll see his American Heartbreak album, which is probably my favorite album.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one that came out this year? Or is it?
No, that's the one that came out our freshman year, 2022.
Ah, okay.
It has like Something in the Orange and all that on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
And then you'll see like another one on there. But then my second favorite, that's hard. This is where it gets hard.
Mhm.
I'm a big country guy.
Okay. I get that vibe from you.
Yeah, I love my country music, but every now and then I listen to a little bit of pop, a little bit of rap.
It's good to have
wide
a mix.
variety.
Yeah.
It's good to have variety. Probably for my second, I'll probably have to go Johnny Cash.
That's a good answer. I don't really hear a lot of people say Johnny Cash when they're talking about
love me
favorite
some
artists.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're like over 60.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're an old soul at heart. That's what
I
it
am.
is.
I really am. Probably for my third artist, probably a nice little Morgan Wallen. Love some
So,
Morgan
yeah, when
Wallen.
you got your Spotify Wrapped, was it just a bunch of country?
I actually have a playlist. It's Game Day Country that I
Oh,
listened
yeah?
to freshman year and 8th grade. It has a bunch of like Hardy, Morgan Wallen,
Mhm.
Upchurch. Yeah.
Seems like a good music taste.
Oh yeah.
I have some more questions on this list. Quite a few. We're actually only 6 minutes in. I'm surprised. All right, answer this question. This is kind of similar to your game, like your mindset. That's the word I'm looking for. What motivates you? What keeps you? Not even just football, past the sports stuff. What are some things that motivate you?
The urge to better myself. I mean, sports are like physically demanding, so you have to stay healthy year round to be good at the sports.
Yeah.
Another thing is just the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just the love of the game really just pushes me, and making those I love proud.
It's a good answer. Good answer. I've been saying that a lot, but I mean it's true. So it's like on a Family Feud.
Yeah.
They're like good answer, good answer. I actually saw a clip yesterday on Instagram, and it was this lady and this other guy on Family Feud, and the guy says the answer is already on the board, and she's defending them like crazy. She's like, good answer, good answer. And then Steve's like, what do you think it's going to be on the board? She's like, at least 5, and on the board it's 4, just for context. And he's like, I'm going to say it's 4, and she's like, oh, really? And she looks at the board, and then she's like, oh, Steve. It's funny.
Especially when they say good answer, and then you hear bang.
Yeah, it's every time, I swear.
Yeah, it really is.
So yeah, you used to do wrestling, right?
Yes.
What was your decision to quit? What went into that decision?
Well, during one of the drills we were doing slides,
Mm-hmm.
and BB, you want to help me out when you're in the bottom and you flip your hips around? Hip highs. We're doing hip highs.
Okay.
And my knee gripped the ground, and something happened to my ACL, MCL.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember you walking into Nevin's class
Yes,
with a brace
with
on,
that
and I was
brace.
like, we're twins.
Yeah, because you had your ACL.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But I was told by like Pat and all, and like the coaches, oh, you're fine. You probably just pinched a nerve or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the more I was on it and the more it bent, the more it hurt. So
Mhm.
we went to a doctor, and they said I strained it.
Oh.
So I was out for about 4 weeks with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came back, still now to have it bent and like a car ride, it hurts.
Yeah.
And to like rotate it hurts a little bit. So I thought I'd just get a little break this year.
Mhm.
Might come back next year.
Yeah. So it's not. I was actually kind of curious. So it's not like wrestling itself. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
more of like the
No.
injury side of it. Okay.
It's injuries and yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Injuries are such a like weird thing because you see a lot of athletes too that they always talk about like the mental side of it is more
Yeah.
taxing than like just the recovery process and all that. Like, do you think you'll ever be like 100% when you get back? Do you think now that you know that you've had like a history, like a small history, but like a history?
I think I will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's every now and then it hurts.
Yeah.
Just like short little pains, but I mean, car rides, I don't think that'll ever fix because big boy. And
yeah.
when I'm in the van, my knees are here on the little dash thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think on the sports side of things, I'll recover fully. I mean, mentally, and I think mostly physically, I've fully recovered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't out for that long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I know, it's normally with like other tendon injuries like tears, like Achilles and ACLs.
Yeah, tears and sprains.
Yeah, a lot of athletes always are like, you always see them not necessarily go back to their original. Like Derrick Rose is a big one. Derrick Rose was youngest MVP in NBA history. Yeah, tore his ACL pretty famously, and it's just not quite been the same.
Then you have people like Todd Gurley who were he was the running back for the Rams back in like 2016. He was in the race for winning MVP. Then during one of the training camps tore his ACL. A year or two later, he got traded to the Falcons, and then he just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Trying to think. So I got this one. So you have a job, right? You were talking about having a job earlier.
Yeah.
Not on here, but like outside of the podcast. Where do you work? Is it still?
Yeah, I still work at the movie theaters downtown.
How is that job? Like, what exactly? Like on a normal work day, what would you do?
So when I get to work, I just turn on the candy light to show all the candy. Pop a few batches of popcorn, put the nozzles back onto the fountain, and then take everyone's orders and all that. But once the movie starts and no one comes up, we just chill out.
It's
Nothing
nice.
much.
I feel like that'd be a pretty cool job to have, movie theater.
It's pretty fun. Like
out of like all like the jobs that are like kind of that nature where you don't really have to have like a degree or anything, I feel like that ranks towards the top.
Yeah.
Like it's better than fast food. It's better than like some manual labor jobs, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be a cool job to have. Especially like, do you ever like get to peek around like what movies are showing or?
Yeah. On some occasions when like we have a slow movie and there's like only a few people in there, we get to go in and watch the movie.
That's nice.
Yeah. I think the last one I watched was the Hunger Games that just came out.
Oh yeah, the Battle of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah.
How was it?
I was a little confused. I mean, I'm not a big Hunger Games guy.
Oh yeah,
that
of
was
course.
the first time I've ever watched it. Yeah. Other than that, it was pretty nice.
That's good because I know this about. It's like a prequel to the first Hunger Games. I think.
Yeah.
So you have it's before that, and then you have Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay. I think. I don't know. I actually watched Catching Fire the other day, and that movie's devastating. I don't know if you haven't seen it.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, my sister was like really trying to get me to, watch the Hunger Games. I watched the first one. I kind of liked it because they re-released it in theaters a couple months ago. Probably more than that, actually. It might have been like October. I don't know. But yeah, we went to theaters and watched it, and I thought it was pretty good. But like, I didn't really have a like need to watch Catching Fire because I was like, I don't really know where they're gonna go from this. Catching Fire is such a devastating movie. Like even compared to the first one, it's insane how. It's just I don't want to say anything about spoiling it, but it is.
Well, I know in one of them there is no winner.
That might be the first one. I don't know because I don't know how the other two play out.
I've been told in one of them there is no winner and just everyone dies.
See, that I do not know. That must be one of the other ones then. I think I'm not sure. Because yeah. Anyways, so obviously you're working in the movie theater right now. Where do you see like? What do you like? What's your dream job? Like, what are you gonna go to college for? Like, major? What's your outlook on the future?
Well, my dream job is the NFL.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. But realistically speaking, probably most likely mechanical engineering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Probably. I'm probably gonna go Purdue.
It's a good school.
Get my degree there. Might move out west.
Like how far out west you talking?
Like Nebraska, Wyoming,
Such
out,
a, such
out
a
middle
weird,
of nowhere.
That's such a weird collection of states. Nebraska.
The most boring states.
Yeah. What's that one clip where it's like, how far would you drive for the love of your life? I would drive anywhere. How about Nebraska? He's like, oh no.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're so boring states
Hmm.
that you can have as much fun as you want in them.
That's true, but I don't know how true it is for Nebraska. But Indiana is one of the cheaper states to live in.
It
I wouldn't
is.
mind staying here for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
It's
I would like
just-
to travel, of course.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
if I would be fine living in like Indy or like one of those other
I mean,
places.
during the COVID year, one of my hobbies I picked up was looking at Zillow.
Oh, really?
For, I think it was 1,200 acres of land out in Wyoming was 80,000.
Wow.
And that's, for those who don't know, like an acre and a half is probably about $1,000.
That is a steal.
It really was. But I think someone probably picked it up by now.
Probably. I mean, you could just wait like 20 years,
Yeah.
and then it's all yours.
Yeah, it's all mine. It was nice. I had a nice little ranch style house, a little creek running through it.
Hmm. This was Wyoming, you said?
Yes.
Keep that in mind for the future. I'm just kidding. I can't really dog on Nebraska. They actually have had quite the athletic turnaround.
They do have a great athletic.
Their
facility.
volleyball team went to the finals, right?
Mhm.
And then Nebraska just beat Purdue the other day, which,
Ooh. Dang.
yeah, I know. It was actually like, I don't know what his name is. I think it's like Tominaga. Hit a ton of threes. I think Purdue lost by like 10, maybe.
I bet that was a tough pill to swallow.
For my dad, yeah. For me, I was distracted with other schoolwork and stuff I had to
Ah.
do. And
Mm-hmm.
it's actually really late, so I didn't want to do any of it, but it was on in the background. And yeah, quite the loss. Nebraska stormed the court, as you would expect.
Yep.
That's how it was last season when Purdue lost. And
Yep.
after Nebraska, okay, not to go on a sports tangent. I know I was just talking about, we aren't going to talk about sports a lot, but naturally. Towards the beginning of the season, Purdue was looking really nice. Their basketball
They
team
were.
was. And, they're going crazy. They lost to Northwestern, which, like, it's Northwestern, but, we bounced back.
Yeah.
But this loss to Nebraska is really making me feel very similar to last season. The Purdue
Mhm.
team is better. I'm not going to lie. I would say they're better than last year. But just the random, out of nowhere loss games by like
Yep.
10, like they could lose to another, what was it, FDU? They could lose to another FDU this year.
That's how Notre Dame football is.
Oh, really?
No, I mean we'll go up. I mean, almost beat Ohio State. I mean, if we had 11 players on the field like we were supposed to, we probably would have won.
Oh, yeah.
But then we turn around and we lose to Duke, who is not a great football. I mean,
I know they're a basketball school.
they are a basketball school. Their football team, I don't know the last time they won a conference championship or even went to a conference championship.
Yeah.
It's just we win against good teams, but lose against the bad teams.
It's how Purdue can be sometimes. Not all the time. Usually they can beat teams that are bad, but like it's more like the middle of the pack teams like Nebraska
Yeah,
and Northwestern.
this was middle ground teams.
They aren't the great teams. They aren't the bad teams. But they're like the right in the middle teams.
Yeah.
Where they can get you.
where they find the real loophole.
Of course, yeah. So, got that one done. I have a list, by the way. You're going to see me with this a lot. I was going to use my phone, but I was like, maybe that's what I'll record this on, and then I just like the aesthetics of this better.
Yes.
I like the vibes. So, you watch a lot of movies, anything? Or-
I'm big on Adam Sandler.
Oh, really?
Love me some Adam Sandler.
I have not seen an Adam Sandler movie.
Really?
I've watched his SNL stuff, yeah, and his
Wow.
SNL stuff is hilarious. But I have not seen any of his movies. I haven't seen Billy Madison, haven't seen Hubie Holiday, or Halloween, yes. Clearly I haven't watched
Hotel
it.
Transylvania?
I have seen that, but it's been a long time.
He plays Dracula. Yeah, I have an entire list on my phone of every movie he's had and everyone I've watched.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure I've rated them too.
Yeah, I just have never gotten into Adam Sandler movies.
Wow.
I'm not going to say I'm a big SNL guy, but I do watch quite a bit of SNL skits from time to time. And his stuff on there is hilarious. Like from the 90s, him, Chris
Mhm.
Farley, David Spade. It's hilarious. Like, there's one skit in particular that I always think of where him and Chris Farley and David Spade are playing these girls that work at Gap, and it is one of the funniest things ever. I don't know. It's like they're like have these high pitched voices, and they're gossiping. I don't know. I'll send it to you at some point, but it's hilarious. They actually have two like that, and then there's actually one where they're actually at the Gap store, and it's Adam Sandler and David Spade, and their boss is Danny DeVito, dressed up as a woman, and honestly, I was surprised. I had to look it up because I was like, "Who is this?" I thought it was. Can't remember who I thought it was, but I did not think it was Danny DeVito. I had to look it up because it did not sound like him. I mean, obviously he was changing his voice.
Oh yeah,
but it just
high pitched girl voice.
It really threw me off guard. I was like, "Huh, I did not know that." So Adam Sandler movies. Any other movies, like any other franchises or anything?
It's just touch and go from there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sports movies I'll watch.
Oh yeah, sports movies are pretty good. I like sports movies.
I consider myself a history geek.
Oh yeah.
I love history. I could go on hours talking about World War II.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Go ahead. I'll talk. Keep going.
I've watched a lot of World War II movies, books.
Like documentaries or like stuff like
stuff like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Along with documentaries. Yeah, it's just I don't know. One of my childhood dreams was to go to Europe and dig up a trench.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I watched videos upon hours of people digging up trenches and finding like daggers, watches, like helmets from like people who left it behind in the trench.
That does sound pretty cool. So are you gonna watch the Napoleon movie when it comes out?
Probably.
The one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I always see memes of that with Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was I found this article the other day, and it was the 100 most significant figures in history. It has a list of just the people that are most impactful or famous in history, and honestly, I thought it was pretty not controversial, but I just did not understand a lot of the reasoning behind it. Like, obviously, you have people like John F. Kennedy, Vincent Van Gogh, but above both of them are Elvis Presley. Now, I get Elvis Presley. I think does need to be on this list, but his placement was 69. So like, I mean, I get the significance within music. Within music, he's a very big personality, and brought sort of that rock influence into a larger audience. It kind of, was a really big factor. But like, I just don't see him being more impactful than John F. Kennedy or Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Culturally, I can understand maybe Van Gogh, but like John F. Kennedy, I think is a very prominent face, especially in like the '60s.
Well, you also have to think from the perspective of people who grew up listening to him.
That's true. That is a good point. Because above him, though, you get into the '50s. You have like Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe are back to back. David, King of Israel. Get to the '40s, you have Thomas Edison, Winston Churchill, George W. Bush, which was confusing to me at first, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Because he was in office when 9/11 happened, and then that caused the whole string of events, and I don't need to explain it. Everyone knows.
Golf and
Get to the '20s, you have Ulysses S. Grant,
really?
Da Vinci. I see that one was. I don't know how to feel about that one because I'm wondering if there's some sort of part of history I don't know about. Well, because he is impactful. There were a lot of things that happened during his presidency.
Yeah, a lot happened during that presidency.
But there was a lot of stuff he did as a general too.
General, I mean, absolutely swept the floor against the South.
That's true. It was very crucial in the battles of the Civil War.
Yeah.
And then you think about his presidency, there's a lot of scandals that happened with his presidency, which I'm pretty sure none of which he was involved with.
Yeah.
That's actually what we're learning about right now in U.S. history.
Yep.
So,
and
came up in perfect time for this podcast,
Yeah.
The way things work. Top 5, though, are Abraham Lincoln at 5, Shakespeare at 4, Muhammad at 3, Napoleon at 2, and then Jesus at 1, which, whether you believe it or not, Jesus has to be first just because of the impact religiously.
I mean, even for people who don't believe in Christianity,
yeah,
everyone knows who Jesus is.
that too, and also just the amount of impact the Christian movement has had
Yeah.
over the time of his birth.
Yeah.
To, even 2024 years later, you can't deny the impact of that. That is a
Yeah.
very significant thing through history.
I mean, the way people act, treat people.
it's true. That's true.
Back to the whole Ulysses S. Grant thing.
Mhm.
My grandma, back in the 80s and 90s, did a little research, and she thought that we were related to him. I mean, she passed away before she could finish it all, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of her data that she had lined up. I mean, he's from Ohio. Her side of the family came from Ohio. I mean, other than a DNA test, it could be very true.
I mean, that would be pretty interesting though if you did like a 23andMe and you found you had some traces of Ulysses S. Grant.
It would.
That would be pretty interesting. It'd be a cool little fun fact to pull out
Yeah.
at gatherings and parties. It'd be like, fun fact about me, I am related to Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah,
That's a pretty crazy fact. I mean,
it really is.
people may not
it
believe
would be.
you.
I don't think anyone would.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta pull up your 23andMe results. And
Oh, yeah.
people gotta believe you then. So we're gonna take not like a break, but I have my first segment of the Roundtable podcast history. It is Game of the Day.
Mm.
All right. Today's Game of the Day is going to be rank these foods without knowing what's coming next. You've seen this trend, right?
I have seen
Where
this trend.
basically, for people who don't understand, the trend is I'm giving him different things, and he has to rank them from 1 to 5 without knowing what's next. Like, for example, if I said, I don't know, broccoli, you have to put it from 1 to 5.
5.
And then if I said, I can think of a food that's like you'd probably put worse. So like I'll say dirt. He'd be like, oh no, broccoli, I really screwed it up. Dirt's not worse than broccoli. Just like that pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So first food I'm going to give you, spaghetti. You can interpret this any way you want. Any
Ooh.
restaurant, just spaghetti in general.
You see, I absolutely love spaghetti, or
Oh, yeah, me too.
any pasta for that matter.
Same. I am a pasta fan.
I mean, there's such a wide range of foods you could say. I mean, there could be other Italian dishes in there, like lasagna, which I would put lasagna over.
Pasta's good though. Pasta's really good.
Pasta's like one of those comfort foods.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can have it like any sort of
You
way.
could have a bad day, and mom said, "Hey, I'm making spaghetti for dinner," and your day would be 100 times better.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And then you can have it so many different ways. You can just have butter noodles. If you're here, you want to
Yes.
pick me up. You can have it with some chicken. You can have it with some marinara and some
Mhm.
beef. Have it with Alfredo.
You can have it Chinese style,
That's
Italian. Like it's such a wide range.
You have ramen noodles. Like this,
Yeah.
there's such a. Oh, think about all the different fun shapes too. You got the rotini, the bow tie. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. But you got
Lasagna sheet.
yeah, you got like all the different types of spaghetti.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go safe and say there is possibly a food better. I'll put that in my number 2.
Number 2,
Number
okay.
2. Playing it a little safe.
That is a good choice. Your next option, donuts.
Donuts.
Is it above or below spaghetti?
Ooh, it's definitely below spaghetti. I mean,
Ooh, okay. Talk to me.
you can have endless amount of spaghetti until you get full.
That's true.
But you could probably have 1 or 2 donuts and your stomach will start to hurt.
Yeah, I think
from
your
the
stomach will
sugar.
tell you to stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people can go through a whole case of donuts.
Oh yeah.
There's people out there that are like that.
Sometimes I could probably do that from time to time.
Yeah.
But
If I'm just in a really good donut mood.
just a regular glaze, I could probably go through probably about a 12 pack if I'm really really hungry.
Mhm.
But like square donuts, I eat about 2 maybe.
I will say though, thing about donuts too, I think they even have more variety than spaghetti.
They
in my
do.
opinion. You got so many different ways: jelly filled, cream filled. There's what is it? I can't remember what it's called. It's whatever. I had a peanut butter filled donut. It wasn't even like
Oh.
straight peanut butter. It was like peanut butter cream, chocolate frosted.
By chance, where did you get that donut?
I'll have to look it up later, but I will definitely text you.
But
Because
no,
it
you
was so
have
good.
you have jelly filled, cream filled,
Mhm.
sprinkles,
Oh yeah.
hole like donut holes, donuts with a hole, long johns, square donuts, tractor tires.
Oh yeah.
The list just goes on and on.
Whew, man, hungry
I
already.
mean, you could have a healthy donut.
That is true.
You could have
But
a healthy donut.
whoever has a healthy donut.
But if you do that, you're weird.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't see anyone having a broccoli flavored donut anywhere.
yeah. Like I mean, even just like whole wheat donuts.
Yeah.
Who's eating a whole wheat donut? Who's eating a
Like,
donut unglazed? Actually.
It's so like filling and just like
Yeah. It's
weird.
dry. It's really dry.
Yeah, it's dry. I'd probably go donuts at 4.
Donuts at 4. Okay.
Donuts
okay.
at 4.
Not gonna lie to you, I did not think of foods beforehand, so we're really just
Just
spitballing
winging it?
here. Chicken.
Chicken.
Chicken prepared in any way.
You're saying the things that there's a wide variety.
That's
of.
the idea. I'm
I
really
mean,
trying to get you thinking
You
here.
could have chicken wings, chicken tenders, nuggets,
Oh yeah.
deep fried.
I will say though,
Stir-fry.
I'll make it a little easier for you. This is excluding chicken on things. I'm talking about ways to prepare like a chicken
Oh,
dish.
just to prepare a chicken
yeah,
dish.
like it's like you were saying, deep fried. You know, all these different things.
Ugh.
I'm really hungry now. I'm
Yeah,
starving.
I'm probably go home and make me some dinosaur chicken nuggets,
Oh yeah,
bro.
that sounds really good.
Whew. I don't know.
Got spaghetti at 2, donuts at 4.
Chicken could. It depends how you prepare it. It could be 1. It could be 3, or it could be 5.
That's true.
It could be any of these. We'll play it safe again. Let's go number 3.
Number 3.
Right in the
Okay.
middle.
All right. Chicken. All right. This one, I feel like you might have a way to go, but we'll just see. I'm just gonna throw it out there, see what happens. Fruit salad.
Fruit salad, 5.
For any comment? Okay.
5.
I had a feeling. I said a feeling, but I thought I'd test the water.
No, like homemade fruits, like any type of fruit salad. I mean, I love fruit,
Oh yeah.
but I don't like pineapple, pear.
Mm-hmm. So if I had not to interrupt, but if I had just said fruit, would it have been 1?
It probably would have.
Oh really? Okay, I was not expecting that.
I love fruit.
Well, because I really like the combination of fruits. Like I do enjoy a nice apple, some grapes on my own, or like on its own. But like the combination of like pineapples, married in oranges,
Yeah.
peaches.
Like the thing that really sets me off is like when you get, I don't even know how to say it. Like when you grab like a blueberry or something and you bite into it thinking, oh, it's going to taste like a blueberry.
and it does taste like other things.
It tastes like a mix of different fruits. And
That's a good
it just
point.
doesn't, they don't mix well.
That's true.
They're good to eat at the same time, but they don't mix. Like the juices just don't.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know. I'm personally, if you have the right like combination of fruits that I like, fruit salad's really good.
Oh yeah, like if I get fruit salad, I'll probably eat a few grapes, eat all the strawberries, all the blueberries, push the pineapple, pears in the last side. Yeah.
Well, you have number 1 spot open, and I did not have another one, so I'll be nice to you. Lasagna.
Lasagna. Love lasagna.
I know you
Favorite
said
dish
you liked
ever.
it, so
Thank you for sparing me.
I did spare you. I thought I'd be nice, and you know, I should have thought these beforehand. If I ever play this game with anybody else in the future with a different topic, I will think of them beforehand, be a little more prepared. But I'm sure people will cut me some slack. It's my first episode.
It is your first episode.
Everything it's got to start somewhere, you know. And yeah, so I know you talked about movies a little bit. How about shows? Are you like, if you ever like do any work or like do any homework, you have some on in the background?
You see, I can't multitask.
That's fair. I
So,
have trouble watching shows. And,
I have to listen to music when I do my homework. and
I'm
stuff.
the same way. I tried watching. Have you ever heard of Coach Carter?
Yeah, I love Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's so good. I
He
watched it
is.
for the first time. What was it? Tuesday. Trying to do homework. I think I typed 3 sentences on my lap summary. I watched that entire movie. I mean, it also helps that it's a fantastic movie.
It is a great movie.
That movie's so good, man. I should have watched it earlier. It's amazing.
And Tuesday was your first time watching it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It had been on my list of movies to watch for a long time, but I watched it and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion on this because this is something I thought of during the movie and I thought it was pretty interesting. So I don't remember what his name is. I think it was like Kenyon.
Oh,
Was he the one that had the girlfriend that was pregnant?
Yes.
What did you think about him? Because I feel like the movie was trying to paint him as that like he was in the wrong, But I think he had a point of saying that like he didn't know how to deal with her if she didn't have a future plan with this child.
Yeah, like it was obvious that they're in high school, so they weren't planning on having a child.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I mean that's why practice abstinence, people. They teach you this in middle school. Come on now.
But like, I think he wanted to focus more on himself athletically.
That's true.
Because he did have offers and everything.
That's true. It is really hard to like do that though when you know you have a child on the way.
Yeah, like a thing is like, even if you have a child, you have to think, my future is going to be, I don't want to say ruined, but it's going to change drastically.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things you'll have to give up.
That's true.
Because you'll have the child. So I think I think he told himself that's not his child.
I think, he was trying to have some sort of like separation there so he could focus on his stuff more. Yeah. I will say, not to spoil the movie, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. Just ignore what I'm about to say. Ignore what I'm about to say right now.
Fast forward about 10 seconds.
Yeah,
be good.
Just fast forward a little bit. My jaw visibly dropped whenever she said she had an abortion, and he was like, the scholarship that he wanted was going to help them with their future, but then she aborted the baby, and I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, like, that part, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I know. It really threw me for a loop because I was like, I was ready for this happy ending.
He finally got himself together. And,
everyone on the team was getting themselves together, and like, man.
He's like, you know what? I think I'm ready to have this child. And then that happens.
Yeah. The story with Timo Cruz, too, that might be my favorite part of the whole movie, is, he keeps asking him, what is your greatest fear? And he doesn't give him an answer until, like, later in the movie.
When they're about to shut everything down.
And it is, like, the most profound, like, I would have not expected him, the character at the beginning, to say something like that. It's insane.
Like, not even, like, their location, but the way they educate. I mean, you can tell they don't really educate the kids in that school.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, because what did they say their graduation rate was? It was like 20?
Like 50 kids graduated and only 7 went to college.
Yeah. Like
6 of them being girls or something like that. But, like, even using, like, the word inadequate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what that word is, really. I mean, I use it from time to time, but if you ask me what the definition of that word is, I could not tell you. It's just...
Yeah. I don't know. That's a really good movie.
It was very motivational.
It is a very good movie. Yeah, it's very, very motivational. I like it a lot. I'll probably watch it again at some point this year.
Oh, yeah. I think I've watched that movie about 5 times last year.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. So, I don't know how we got on this tangent. Oh, yeah. Multitasking.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you're not doing work. What shows do you watch?
Right now I'm watching Suits.
Suits? I've heard of that one.
A few episodes away from finishing off, sadly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting. Outer Banks. Favorite series of all time.
Oh, really?
I absolutely love it. I've been counting down the days for the new season.
When did that show start? Wasn't it like a couple of years ago?
COVID.
I
think it came out 2019 or 2020. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think I've watched it at least 10 times over.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably my favorite TV show series of all time.
I really haven't watched a whole lot of TV because up until a certain point I just watched a lot of shows from like my childhood. Like I remember getting up at like 6 in the morning when I was little and watching Drake and Josh.
Oh yeah.
Going back and watching as a teenager makes it so much better. Like once you're the same age as Drake and Josh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, because you understand what they're saying now.
Yeah, you understand like
understand that mindset.
Yeah, it's so funny. Another good one is, have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I have not.
It's a good one. I would recommend it.
Isn't that about the? Is it about cops or?
Yeah, it's a cop show.
Yeah,
it's got Andy Samberg in it. That's like the main star. It's a good one.
Yeah, but growing up, I mean, I don't want to say I watch gory shows, but like I watch like Scorpion, FBI.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not seen any of those.
They're pretty good.
I just finished The Office like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. The Office is really good. It's also a really long watch. So
it is. I got lucky and 2 days before they took it off Netflix, I finished it.
Oh yeah. Because I watched it on
stoked.
I watched it on Peacock.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's how I got my fill of it.
Yeah.
But, I also watched Parks and Rec, which
Parks and Rec's pretty good.
I actually didn't finish because I don't know what happened. I just stopped watching it. So I got like halfway through season 6, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a whole lot about that show, to be honest with you.
No, it's literally just The Office, but like a park and recreation facility.
Yeah, I would say what I remember of it is the first couple seasons now watching The Office after watching Parks and Rec is like, I see the similarities now.
Yeah.
And the first couple seasons are definitely just like Parks and Recreation Office, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's that sort of like spin on it.
Another great thing about it is it's based in Indiana.
It's based in Pawnee, Indiana.
Oh yeah. Oh, Pawnee.
Oh yeah, got some Indiana reps. I don't know how often that happens.
Not very.
Not very. That is for sure. So you've talked about you like history, you like football.
Mhm.
Any other hobbies? Any other pastimes that you have?
I love fishing. Love
Yeah.
fishing. Our little backstage crew right now, BB, went fishing with him once or twice.
Forgot who's in here, to be honest. He's just sitting there on his phone.
Yep. We didn't catch anything. I mean, I was new to the lake. I mean, my uncle just bought like a little half
Did you?
acre.
Someone just
Lay on the horn.
yeah.
But no, I'm at my uncle's old pond. I mean, I still have like I'm able to go as long as I'm with him. But I was so upset when he sold it.
Oh yeah.
He sold it to these people, and like in his contract, he can go whenever he wants to go like deer hunting or mushroom hunting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But for at least 3 years, I've been on the hunt for this big bass. I mean, it's broke my line at least 3 times.
Oh really?
3 or 4 times.
Wow.
I mean, I went once, and my bait got stuck in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it snapped, I saw him swim by and it was in his mouth. I came like 2 weeks later and it was still in his mouth. Like it was at least a 6-7 pound bass.
Wow.
It was a big bass, and it was in this little cove area
Mm-hmm.
where there's a school of bluegill. So I used a little fake bluegill bait.
Yeah.
And it worked almost every time. But it was just, no matter what type of knot I used, he snapped the line every time.
Never been much of a fishing person, not gonna lie. I enjoy the outdoor. I don't know what it is. I enjoy the outdoors. I like the environment. I just don't know what it is about being in a boat on the water. It's just
I don't really like being in a boat.
you like doing it on like.
Yeah, like off the shore,
Mm-hmm.
especially right by like a drop off area
Yeah.
where it goes out slowly and just straight drops.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of old like mines and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Staunton strip pits.
Yeah.
You have the boat ramp, and it's a little patch of dirt, and then just straight drop down.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nice out there. It's
Mhm.
nice, peaceful. But boats, I can't deal with. A few summers ago, I went just cruising down the creek with Braxton Sampson and all
Mhm.
them,
Yeah.
and I had to share a John boat with Brody Lawson. Brody thought it was a fun idea to just rock the boat. I mean, you got 2 big guys in there. And there's a little hole in the bottom. We weren't too worried about that. But eventually, we were like maybe a mile, 2 miles away from where we're supposed to finish. And it hits the water and it doesn't come back up. The water just overtook it. I mean, I'm lucky I had my phone in my hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
How'd you guys were you close to land?
it was the Raccoon Creek from
Oh,
the creek
okay.
that goes Bridgeton, that
Yeah.
creek.
Mm-hmm.
The water was probably about a foot too deep, but still picking that boat back up.
Yeah,
that's a lot of water.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was, and then we were lucky that Braxton's dad was just around the corner because we only had like 1 oar, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he stayed back a little bit to watch us, make sure we were doing okay.
Yeah.
And he came back around. He saw we were completely submerged underwater.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's funny.
it was quite the experience.
I will say though about being on the water, I do like kayaking. Kayaking is fun. I really like kayaking.
I actually bought me a kayak
Oh really?
last summer.
Nice, because I have a kayak and we go kayaking on this like pond area that my grandparents have right next to our house, and that's where we'll go kayaking. And there's actually really really interesting because you have a lot of little like island areas in the middle of it. So you got like, you go out. There's a little dock. It's not what we get on. There's like a little part that dips into it. We'll like push ourselves in. There's like one island. So if you go out straight, there's one area that like kind of goes into the woods. If you go out to the right, I don't know. It's pretty good. And then there's this. There's one area that goes out by the train tracks, but it gets really shallow and hard to paddle. And there's a ton of like webs and stuff.
Well,
so
I think I'm missing like a plug or something on mine because I went out to the Green Valley out in West Terre Haute.
Yeah.
And I mean, the back part of it where like storage is, I mean, it was at least 2 inches of water back there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was floating perfectly fine, but just the amount of water that was entering.
I know that because we keep ours in a barn. I know like some problems that I have with mine are if you don't use it for a certain amount of time, you get spiders and stuff in it. So I get like really, not like they're gonna do anything to me. I just hate the thought of like just like paddling and then wearing shorts, you see them, but just like a bunch of spiders.
Oh yeah, no, I would
hate
jump out. I would have jumped out.
See, here's the thing though, is I also don't want to do that because that water is disgusting.
Really?
I don't know how deep it is. I actually have no idea how deep it is. And it's all brown and muddy.
Oh.
And
it's not that crystal clear.
You know, weighing my options, I think I would rather have.
Better off against a spider.
I think I'd rather go up against the spiders and jump off in the water. Honestly, I would just be paddling like crazy back to shore though. Like, cause there was one time, I actually was kayaking and there was one that was right by my shoe, and I was trying to think like, all right, what do I do? It was crawling right towards my leg. So what I did is I just had to stop. I put myself to a stop. I got my paddle and I just put it on my leg. The spider crawled up on the paddle and I just flung it. Yeah, surprised it worked, but
see that
I had to do what I had to do.
One of my biggest fears is a closed kayak.
Oh yeah.
I got into one of those one time and I just looked down and there's spiders galore down there. Like,
I think I have a closed kayak. Those are the ones that like, it's not. I almost said it. It's the one that's not open, but like the one
it
that
just
like
closes over your feet.
Yeah, you know, the closest is the one that's not open.
Yeah.
No, it's like the one where you have a hole to sit in, and then the front is covered. That's what I have. I have a closed kayak.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm worried about spiders so much because
I have a nice little open one.
Yeah, I feel like open ones would have that benefit of just like you know what's in it. You don't know, you know what you're going up against. If there's something.
It's got a nice little comfy seat too.
Oh yeah, mine is just like thin plastic with a little cushion on it. What else? You play any video games? What do you play? What is your? I know you talked about Fortnite. We were just talking about Fortnite before. What do you play exactly?
Well, me and a few of the boys from around here, me, Zach Buell.
Your Minecraft server. That's
Minecraft
right.
server.
The stories from that.
BB is mad from time to time because he goes, "Hey, you want to hop on Fortnite with me?" I'm like, I told them I'd hop on Minecraft later tonight.
Yeah.
I can't get on Fortnite right now.
The stories I've heard, just the few stories I've heard from your Minecraft, sounds absolutely bonkers.
It's probably the best thing that's ever happened. I mean, all we do is bully Duke. It's hilarious.
It's just like in real life.
Well, yeah. One time we took his entire house and made it out of crafting tables and stoves.
I think Nate told me about that one.
One of the ideas before someone told Duke about it, we were going to, because before break he said he wouldn't be on at all.
Oh yeah.
So our goal was to completely erase the mountain from underneath his house. So he's just stuck up there. It didn't come to event because someone told him and he moved.
Yeah, man.
What a bummer, but you know.
That would have been hilarious.
But we have like alliances on it. It's Zach, Logan, and Parker.
Okay.
Their main goal in life is to kill Duke.
Is to kill him or just mess with him?
They don't want to grief his house, don't want to destroy anything in there, steal anything. They just want to kill him.
I feel like it's more satisfying to just mess with him the whole time as opposed to just straight up. I mean, I know he saves life, but
like, just the pure anger that we see come out of Duke is hilarious. I mean, he gets so mad, and he has a little soundboard with his PC.
He's a soundboard?
I mean, no one knows his location now. I'm the only one that knows his location. Really? So whenever I want something, I'm like, Duke, if you don't do it, I'll tell Logan the coordinates. I'll tell them the coordinates.
So, like, compared to what we see at school, like school level anger Duke, how much more is it? Is it the same or is it more?
Um, it varies.
It varies,
It really
okay.
does vary. Most times it's the same, but if you get Duke to that right level, he
Just-
explodes.
Oh.
Like he'll spam a soundboard with the most annoying sounds that just screech into your mic,
Yeah.
and then he goes, "Oh, I can't stop it." As you hear him still clicking his mouse, I mean, he has a bit of a temper tantrum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He does the most petty things when he's mad.
Yeah. What do you have console wise? Are you a PC person or are you like a Xbox, PlayStation?
Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
Good little Xbox going.
I always hear PlayStation as the common answer. So
Yeah. I mean, PlayStation's. I think it's a little cheaper than Xbox, but I mean, other than that, it's a little similar.
Mm.
Other than a few buttons being changed and all that.
Yeah, I haven't had a like current Xbox or PlayStation console. The most recent PlayStation that I have is the first one, and the most recent Xbox I have is a 360, which isn't too far off. But
Yeah,
like,
I remember preschool I'd come over and we were trying to build an Ender.
Yes,
An End portal.
yeah.
And we had the books out and everything. Flipping through, seeing what we
Yeah.
did wrong.
See, actually, Minecraft on my Xbox 360 has a funny history, right? So, we had our first disc. That one somehow got corrupted. I don't really know how. It just stopped working. So we bought a new one, and of course, all of our save data's on there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our dog in like 2019, I think. One day we come home, and she had just somehow, I don't know how she managed to do this. She somehow managed to eject.
Oh.
The disc tray opens, grabs it, closes the disc tray. And there's like 3 bite marks in it.
Huh.
I don't know how she
I
managed
mean,
to
that's hard too
expertly.
because the 360 is like an actual have to press it. It's not like that little touch, is it?
No, it's a. I don't know. I think it is a touch. So maybe
Mm.
that's why. But like, the chance of it happening twice for her to just like open it and then close it again.
Oh yeah.
Because we got home and it was closed and the disc was on the ground and it was just like 3 bite marks on it. So
Yeah.
it's not playable, but it's fun while it lasted. Minecraft on the Switch now, but it runs like
Nice.
terrible. It runs absolutely terrible. You try to play with anybody online, it's awful.
Oh yeah. That's how my Wi-Fi is.
Oh yeah.
People think when I play Madden online,
Uh-huh.
I love Madden,
Yeah.
but I can't play online because, I mean, I'll go to make a tackle and then 2 seconds later everything's just frozen,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe 10, 15 seconds later I'll see, do you want to block the PAT? I'm like, last time I checked, I was about to make the tackle right here on the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Now we're 80 yards downfield and he scored a touchdown. Like, no one believed me until they actually came over to my house and
Yeah.
realized how bad it was.
Well, because I know on Switch specifically, online services are terrible. Besides, like maybe 6 games.
Mhm.
Anything that's not first party on Switch is terrible. Because when I was playing Fortnite for the first time in years yesterday, it was so laggy. I would be here, we'd walk in. Next thing you know, I'm over here, in like just a split second. Couldn't do anything. I mean, I'm not very good anyways. I haven't played since 8th grade, but you know, even if I was good, it would be terrible to just try to figure out how to do all that. And I remember playing 2K as well. 2K was awful because you lose connection, you get back on, you get a notification, and it's like, you really can't be leaving games mid-game. You know, it's a sign of bad sportsmanship. And you know, if you do it again, we might have to ban you.
Yeah.
It's like you have no other option. Like you can't. You just have to not play
I
online.
actually
at that point.
got banned on Madden 20
Oh really? What
because
happened?
Superstar KO. If you leave so many matches, they suspend you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my Wi-Fi was so bad, I left enough matches that they completely blocked my account.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Wow. And
Yeah.
then,
Bad experiences.
because, I don't know, I feel like online gaming does have its issues.
Yeah, I
But
mean-
if you have the right, like, PC or, like, internet,
Yeah,
it'll be
if
fine.
your internet's good,
That's the
you'll be
main
fine.
thing. Is
It just comes down to your internet and your
Yeah.
skill level.
That is a big problem, is internet.
Yeah, I mean, like, I bet if I had Ninja's ping and he had mine, I think I could beat him in a long one. I mean,
The internet's just the problem the whole
I
time. you
I
know?
play on 150 ping perfectly fine.
Mhm.
My ping ranges from 50 to 150. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good for me. But for most people, if they hit like 120, they're lagging.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I think my console's adapted
It's
because
adapted.
it realizes how bad my Wi-Fi is.
Yeah. You know, if I had better internet, better connection, I'd be better at basically anything,
Yeah.
Better internet, that's what's holding me back,
Yeah, and it's just holding me back.
Of course, yeah, it's holding me back. Like, if I had perfect internet, I would be amazing at 2K and not be terrible.
If I had perfect internet, I'd be a YouTuber right now.
Oh, for sure, yeah. If I had better internet,
Millions.
If I had better internet, I have a 4.5 GPX to get my homework done faster,
Exactly.
Well, we're at 56 minutes. Probably should go soon.
Probably. I mean,
It's 5:47.
Yeah.
I ran through all my topics unless there's something you're dying to talk about. Any other topics from Mr. Kenny Smith?
I'd like to talk to you about it a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Talk to me about what I liked about football. What did you like about band?
Ooh. All right. I was not prepared for a question, but here we are. What do I like about band? I like playing my trombone. That is something that I do like. Let's see. I actually had this conversation with somebody the other day.
Oh.
And, well, not necessarily what I liked, but what I can appreciate about my time in band. I don't know if I'm having as much fun as I used to. Like, freshman year, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, kinda. And
Just
this
slowly
year,
declined.
this year it really had to drop off. Like, it just.
Well, I mean,
just
you
sank.
couldn't really do much this year either.
That's also true.
That could play a factor in it.
I made the most of what I could.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of what happened in the situation, I can, I see it as not a win, but like, it's what the most I could have done out of what the situation was. But what I can appreciate out of band is I do have a lot of good stories from band. That is true. And the people that I met, the friends that I've made, that is the two main takeaways I have from this time in band. Now, that being said, don't know how much longer my tenure is because I don't know. Like, we have been given new work to do, and it does not hit the same,
Yeah.
I really do not have the same passion for it that I did before, even just 2 years ago as a freshman. It's just really fallen off. So, yeah, hopefully that was a good enough answer for you because I don't have a whole lot to say on that topic, Not to diss on the program. I'm not dissing anybody. I mean, we placed third this year, second last year. I'm not going to diss on our program. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying, for me personally, my personal enjoyment level is really just falling off.
Yeah, you get this from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I have one last segment. As the life of this podcast goes on, I'm sure I'll have more. And this is the one that I've thought of first. Before I explain to you what it is, have you seen the show Around the Horn?
I have not.
Okay. I don't know if it's still on, but I really liked it when my dad would watch it. The premise is, you have a bunch of news reporters, and sports commentators, all that. They talk about different topics going on in the sports world. Doesn't matter. The winner of each day or each episode, they get, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. But they get 30, 45 seconds just to themselves, talk about whatever they want, shout out anything, give anybody a shout out, promote anything. So this is what I call last call. I'm giving you 1 minute to just say whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. By the way, I'm not responsible for what he says. I don't know. Just saying.
It's not part of the contract.
Yeah, contract. I didn't give you anything. So I'm gonna give you, what's a good time? 45 seconds. That'll be the staple.
All right.
30 is too short. 1 minute's too long.
Yep.
Give you 45 seconds to just promote, shout out whatever you want.
All right.
And here we are.
I would like to shout out to Sam here for asking me to be on the show. Great experience. I would like to shout out to the Downer Podcast because it's a great podcast. Very good people. Shout out to the Northview football team. We've been very successful since Mark Rates has been here for our coach. Shout out to all of our sports programs. We've been a great sports athletically school for quite some time now. If you're on the border about doing sport or not, I'd suggest do it, because I mean, you never know. You could have the best time of your life. If you don't like it, you don't have to join the next year, but it's a great experience.
All right. That is it for the first episode of the Roundtable podcast. I'm sure as time goes on, we will have better episodes, but for now, that is it.
Woo!
And join us in the future. You know, if you ever want to be on the show, just talk to me, ask me. You know, I'll work in a schedule. As far as, you know, when these episodes release, I do not have a schedule in mind because it's really just going to have to be flexible based on who I invite and when they're available. But yeah, if you ever, you know, want to be interviewed, have something you want to talk about or whatever, just ask me and I'll try to work you in. You don't have to really do anything particular. Like, I didn't ask Kenny on because he does football. I just, you know, thought he'd have some stuff to talk about, you know. So, yeah, that's about it. And stay tuned. I'll be updating on my Instagram and the Roundtable Instagram. Everything that you'll need to know is in the description. You know, the Roundtable Instagram, my Instagram, Kenny's Instagram. If you want me to link your Instagram.
I don't really use Instagram that much.
I'll still link it anyways, you know. If you want to give Kenny a follow. And that's all I got to say. Just stay tuned. And, yeah, hopefully we'll be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That is a goal of mine to have. But for now, YouTube will be the main source. That's all I got to say. Until next time.
All right.
Peace. Hey, Jinx.